What up, everybody? I'm Max Rich of Intersect TV, and this is MMA Confidential. What's your favorite type of fighter? A jiu-jitsu guy who can take you to the ground and force a submission? A guy with knockout power? How about an all-out brawler? The trend these days leans towards the strikers. But back in the heyday of the sport, it was all about dominant wrestlers. Our own Bruce Kivo caught up with one of these wrestling vets to reminisce all about the olden days of the MMA. His name is Mark Schultz, a 3-time Olympic gold medal winning wrestler and a UFC veteran.
I'm Bruce Kivo here at MMA Worldwide Expo, and I'm with the great Mark Schultz, the Olympic gold medalist. First time I saw you was super impressive when you beat Gary Goodrich.
I didn't really prepare for it. You know, I was training my wrestlers at BYU, and I was training Dave Benito, who came down to train with Pedro Sauer. I broke Dave Benito's hand in a training session, and I took him to the hospital, and they said if we put a cast on it, obviously you can't fight, but if we put a plate in it, then you can. So I told Dave I was going to come to Detroit and be his corner man, and so I did. And the doctor at the press conference, or after the press conference, told Dave that he couldn't fight. And so I went over to the promoter at the time, Bob Meyerowitz, and I asked him if I could take Dave's place. And Dave thought that was a great idea. And 10 hours later, the next day, I was in the octagon fighting. I was a little bit more nervous, I think, because I'd never done it, and I was, afraid because I knew that Goodrich had knocked out one of my training partners in the UFC 8, and I was like, man, this guy is really, really brutal.
But you shot in on him real quickly and took him down and elbows to the head, if I'm correct. Tell me how it went.
I knew he was a great boxer, so I tried to stay away from him until I saw my opening. He was wearing a gi, and it was actually really helped me take him down. He almost choked me out, before I started punching him. He was so strong, and then I tried to get him to get close enough to me to where I could just shoot on him and get in underneath his strikes, And apparently it worked.
To me, that was one of the all-time greatest fights in UFC. I remember the whole world was really sad when we lost your brother. What was that like? And
losing my brother was like losing my right arm. I grew up, with really, bouncing back and forth between my parents, and there was no real constant in my life except my brother, and he was so close to me. And we're still the only brothers in U.S. history to win world and Olympic titles. We were the first brothers to win gold medals in the same Olympics. Losing him, especially the way I lost him, to a murder, was devastating, and I've never gotten over it. I'm still.
I don't think any of us have gotten over it. What are you going to do with your career now? You're doing promotion? Like, what kind of promotion? Is going to be a fight promotion, like Strikeforce or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But I'm thinking about starting an MMA promotion of my own, and we're just right now exploring that idea.
It's a pleasure to watch you train people, and thank you, Mark Schultz, man. Thank you, brother.
The coolest thing about mixed martial arts is that any type of fighter can compete and see who's the best. When I was looking up MMA videos on Intersect TV, I found this one that you have to check out. It's this Capoeira guy fighting an MMA match, and you gotta see what happens. Wow, that was just ridiculous. What do you think? Let us know. You can comment, blog, and if you think you have a better knockout video than this one, send it in, we'll put it right up. Well, that's it for MMA Confidential. I'm Max Rich, and I gotta go sign up for some Capoeira lessons.